Hey, what's up, guys? Just kind of wanted to give you all a run through on, I guess, what I would call one of my favorite Saturdays. Um, what it is I work Monday through Friday, full-time job, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. And, you know, uh, Saturdays are, in a way, my day. I say in a way because I'm married and I have kids, and grandkids, or a grandchild anyway. So, just wanted to hold on. Let me go shut off the compressor. Just wanted to give you all kind of a rundown on, I wouldn't say my typical Saturday, but I will definitely say one of my favorite Saturdays, or at least this is one of my favorite Saturdays. So let me give you all a pan around here. So I know a lot of people, find different things relaxing, and you might frown on what I find relaxing, but it definitely helps me to break free from the normal, break free from my day or my week anyway, because I pretty well have a mundane job, and pretty much same thing every day, Monday through Friday, and sometimes that gets to be exhausting, if you can imagine. Some weeks are more stressful than others, and so but even with work, even not with work, but other times life can become stressful. And I've found when life becomes stressful, if I come out here and grab a wrench or a screwdriver or something, it's very therapeutic for me and helps me to relax, helps me to relieve stress and tension. So, but I just wanted to take y'all a walk through on my typical Saturday, or like I said, not a typical Saturday, but one of my favorite Saturdays, and kind of give y'all a glimpse into what I'm doing and what I love to do. So I know I've been on this Troy-Bilt self-propelled, so I guess I'll start with it. That's the engine cover that goes to that, and one of my things I love to do is well, I love to work on small engines, but also I like to flip mowers. And this one here comes from a friend, a co-worker of my wife's, and they said it wouldn't start, and which is typical for most of the stuff I get for free. It didn't start, and now I've got it started and running. I just did an oil change on it. I bought a new air filter for it. But before I can sell it, it's not running correctly. It really doesn't have like a consistent idle. So I'm gonna have to look more into that and figure out what's going on with that. And that's where that one is. Depending on where I put this video, you guys might be on the lookout, because when I get it all done and running right and everything, I'll be making a video to post it online for sale. So anyway, there's that. That's the Cub Cadet riding mower back there. And I have made some videos on that. Again, that was a free machine, and it was not running when I got it. It has a 2-cylinder Kohler in it, and pretty much all I had to do to it to get it running was to clean the carburetor. The problem with ethanol gasoline today is it gums up things when it sets in there, and so this had some ethanol gasoline setting in it and gummed it up, and so cleaned up the carburetor, put it back together, and it started up. Used it a couple times. Well, I didn't use it, my son used it, and come out one morning, open up the garage, and it had a puddle underneath that back tire. And I look on the inside of the tire, and it's all wet on the inside of the tire. Come to find out, the seals in the rear end, the seal, not the seals, but the seal on this side, on that rear tire right there, was leaking. So put new. Of course, I don't want to just fix one seal, because both seals are the same age. So I went ahead and replaced both seals, because it's got a seal on both sides, and refilled the rear end with fresh oil. And now I think the only thing that one really needs, and it's not desperate need for this, is a set of blades. And the blades are underneath it. I did pull them off and sharpen them and put them back on, so it cuts fine. So that's why I say it's not a desperate need, but if it makes it through the year, it's definitely going to need it next year. New set of blades. That over there is another freebie, and I don't know if you can tell or how well the video is picking it up from here. The way that motor is sitting at a slant like this. Well, that's because that entire deck is rusted, and that motor has just about pulled itself out of the deck. So it's a Husqvarna self-propelled with a Honda engine, and I haven't messed with it at all. Just picked it up, brought it home, and set it there. Don't really know too much else about it except for what you see and what I just said. So this is, I made a video on my Craftsman 830 project. The funny thing is, when I first got this machine, now this one wasn't free, I ended up paying for it, but it was worth it to me because I've always been a fan of the older things, and I've always liked, I like to watch those videos on YouTube or on TV or something where they do those like rat rods and stuff, and a lot of times they don't even paint them or anything, and just leave them rusty and looking the way they were, but they get them running. And that's kind of the point that I'm going with this. And originally it was a riding mower, Craftsman 830. It was a 8 horsepower Tecumseh motor in it, with a 30-inch deck. From it sitting for, I believe the owner said 40 years, the deck was just shot in it. And I had bought another one that wasn't for this mower, another 30-inch deck, but it wasn't for this mower, thinking I was going to be able to somehow make it work. But the thing is that I got this Cub Cadet, and I've got which isn't up here in the front, but I've got a Craftsman LT1000 riding mower, so I really don't need a third riding mower. And I thought it'd just be funner to make something more kind of like either a tractor or a go-kart type of thing. And so that's kind of the direction I'm going with that. Let's talk about the tires, because those are not the original tires. The back tire, which I don't know if you can tell from this angle, but let me come around here. those back tires came off of a Husqvarna riding mower, and and then the front tires there. This one's for the other side. The front tires there came off of, or I bought those, picked those up at Harbor Freight. So to show y'all, that is the original size. That's not the original wheel and tire. The back ones were pretty shot, but that is the original size of wheel and tire that was on the back of this mower. And then that is the original wheel leaned up against there. That is one of the original front wheels that was on this mower when I got it. So you can see quite the difference in height and width and everything else. So so where I'm at on this, well, it's not just wheels and tires. I've still got to get those nailed down. One of the things, I don't know if you saw it already, but the back tires are rubbing right there. So right now, it's not, I can't roll it because the back tires are rubbing. So so I still got to work on, I've just got them slid on there. It's kind of like a mock-up stage. I just wanted to see what it looked like with them on there and if I liked it, and I do. So now is figuring out how to make them work. So that's going to come with spacing and other things. One of the things also that I thought was cool about this, and the reason why I'm making it kind of like a toy or a tractor or whatever is that the original rear end in it was locked up, but what I was able to replace it with was a go-kart axle. Now most of your typical go-kart axles are 1-inch shafts or 1-inch axles. So to use it with lawnmower tires, I had to get a 3/4 inch axle. So, but the problem, or the reason why the tires are hitting in the back tires are hitting the front right there in the front of them, is because of the factory location, and that it was typically made for that size tire. So plus the factory bearings are not really a good, I don't know how to say it, they're not very good quality. So really don't think I'm going to be running with that. So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working on, I've got some parts coming where I think I'm going to be using, I wish I had them here, but they're on the way, so I can't show you all in the video. But I ordered some pillow block bearings that are greasable, which means they'll last longer. And so, which these bearings on here aren't they're kind of like brass rings, really. They're not really bearings, and so I'm really not into that. So I've ordered some greasable pillow block bearings, and I'm going to be mounting those to some angle iron and redoing the way the axle is held into this. So may try to make a video of that. I don't know yet, but one of the neat things about it is the way the transmission is and everything, and the way I'm able to do all this is because of that. So another thing I've got ordered, or have is some chain for go-karts, but it works on this. So it's coming along. One of the things also I've been working on today is the engine for it. And now granted, it had a 8 horsepower Tecumseh in it, electric start. Um, but I like the old school, and I like the older. I like how it was an older mower, and so I wanted to simplify it. Uh, it's not like it had headlights or taillights or anything, so the only thing electrical it had was the starter. So, and considering the old engine was just beyond reusable, I was on the hunt for something else. And so, uh, what I found or what I was on the search for, and what I found, and what I'm working on today is I've got push a push motor that I'm going to be putting in this. I lost my train of thought, guys. I'm going to be putting a push mower motor in this, and what it is considering the way the axle was and everything else, and I have a horizontal shaft engine over there. I could have really set this up like a go-kart, but then I would be missing out on that transmission and the 5 speeds it has, and also reverse. So, so that's the whole thing, is to try to maintain the 5 gears and the reverse. And most go-karts don't have reverse. So, so one of the things or the motor I found is right there. And I searched high and low, and actually had a few different motors that I thought I was going to use in this, but I like this motor. First of all, it's a lawnmower motor, and plus it says Craftsman on there. But what's funny is any mower mechanics know that, you know, you go throwing a push mower motor into a ride mower, that means there's no longer going to be a blade under there, it's going to be a pulley. And that means that the centrifugal weight of the blade underneath, it's not going to run correctly, if it runs at all. So what I did, or what I had to do, or what I came to the realization to compensate for that was change the flywheel. The flywheel that was originally in it aluminum flywheel obviously wasn't going to work because it didn't have the weight it needed. So I bought that pressure washer over there, and you might be watching this going, why didn't you use that motor? Well, the motor didn't have a gas tank with it, and I didn't have a gas tank with it, or for it. I didn't have a gas tank for it. So but I was able to take that flywheel off and put it on here, and then also I had to buy a brand new carburetor and put it on there. So now that motor is ready to go on there. I still have some more things to get that to where it's ready. Like I said, I've got to get that rear end straightened out, and all the wheels are just mocked up on there. There's nothing like solidly mounted on there right now. One of the things I do like about these Harbor Freight wheels is that is bearings right there. So I really like that, and hope that it helps with those lasting for a while. So anyway, guys, I kind of rambled on in this video, and you know, again, I just want to make a video real quick. That walk behind weed eater next to that pressure washer out there, that's how I learned about the flywheels on these, because the motor on that walk behind weed eater out there originally came off of a push mower, and it starts and runs and everything. Again, it just doesn't run very well, and that's how I learned about that. Now what I found about those is generators, pressure washers, walk behind weed eaters. I've got another walk behind weed eater with the same motor on it, but I found that if they don't have the cast iron flywheel like this one does and my other one does, that there was one I saw that had a fly weight underneath, like above the pulley. But yeah, if you don't have those, it's not going to run correctly. So let me see. I think the way I want to end this video is I will start this motor up for you guys and let you hear it, and then in the video I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to set up my phone so you can see. There you go, guys. So if you're seeing the gray stuff sitting there, that's because when I first got the motor running, it had water in the oil. I have since done an oil change on it, and then you saw me squirt that into the carburetor. That's because I haven't bolted up the prime button yet. So I'll get that bolted up, and this motor will be ready to go. So anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time, and again, like I said, I know I rambled on, and hope y'all enjoyed the video. God bless, and y'all take care.